Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Star Flames and we're back with another video. And in this video we're going to talk about the reality TV star, the newbie on the show, Miss Brittany Eady. She has filed a lawsuit against Bravo for defamation and sexual harassment. Let's get into the details because I find her to be somewhat conflicting at this point in time because she is basically suing because Kenyamoore had displayed some images, some explicit images that Kenyamoore claimed it was Brittany Eady. Now, what has me concerned about Brittany Eady's lawsuit that she has filed is I came across a clip last night. And I know for anyone who watches the show, they can vouch on this with me. I came across a clip last night of, I don't know how current that clip is, but in the clip, it's basically like Brittany Eady saying, Kenyamoore, she didn't use her name, but she was talking about the entire Kenyamoore situation. And she was saying those images were not even me. Now, she's suing for the images that she's saying it's not her. I know the law is very, let's say arguable. And there are certain stipulations and rules. And whenever you're working in an environment, it is the company's right and responsibility to ensure that your image is protected as it relates to what goes on inside the company, which means that the workplace should never ever be used as an escape route for individuals to carry out like character assassination or use other members of staff as comical relief. Even if they think it's funny to them, it's not funny to the individual. So people should never be used as comic relief or anything like that. But what is having me questioning Brittany Eady is the fact that Bravo has been kind to her based on what we've seen. They have been pushing Kenyamoore to the side and they have been really, really nice to Brittany Eady. So now hearing this lawsuit, I guess I would have to see like the entire court document to really get where she's coming from. But she's given very questionable at this point in time. I'm not going to say what she's doing is wrong. It's just that it's just so questionable in my opinion. But let's get into a little bit of this report because there's a report on it. And whenever there is a report going around, I like to tie the report to what is being said, okay? I know that a lot of people think that when you read a report or an article, oh, you're not a content creator. You are, because you are sharing your source where the information is coming from. You're validating what you're sharing. So you're not just making up stories, in other words, right? So a lot of people appreciate that clarity. So let's get into it. Now, according to TMZ, because they broke the story first based on what I'm seeing, and then other media outlets are taking from them. So let's go to the original newsbreaker on this TMZ. Now they're saying Brittany Eady is suing Bravo over a jaw-dropping photo on posters Kenyamoore handed out at her salon opening of what looks like Britt engaged in a sex act last year. In her lawsuit, Eady claims the poster appeared to show her performing oral sex, and she says Bravo falsely yet unmistakably implied it was her in the job pic. Okay. So she's saying that Bravo insinuated that it was her in the blue job pic. But let's pause a bit, guys, because this is where I believe common sense makes sense. If Kenyamoore, put up those photographs and Kenyamoore did it to take a job at you, automatically your name is going to be attached to it, even if it's not you or not, because they're going to say, you know what Kenyamoore did today on film or on set? She put up some photographs claiming that it was Brittany Eady. But then, because people do look like people, but then maybe then they then realized that it was not you. However, she's now looking for $20 million in damages. My goodness. She just wants a one-time, big-time paycheck, and she just wants to be out of there. She just wants a major win from Bravo, and then she's out of there, right? Now, they further go into say the kenyamoore hair spa opened June 2024, and Kenya handed out posters that appeared to show Eady in the oral act. Eady was not present at the opening, but she blew up about it when she found out Kenya was subsequently booted from the series. Eady claims Bravo knowingly contributed to a hostile work environment and actually harassed her by subjecting her to unwelcome, offensive, and sexualized behavior, and commenced by requiring her to show up to work after she experienced what she calls a gendered attack. Bravo later aired the cast members' reaction to the ordeal in April episode of the show's 16th season. The Real Housewives of Atlanta star filed the lawsuit Thursday against Bravo, its parent company, NBCU Universal, and its production company, Truly Original and ND Mall Shine North America, claiming they knowingly misled the public. The lawsuit alleges defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, sexual harassment, and more. And she is asking Bravo for the immediate removal of the episode from the public access and at least $20 million in damages. The Bravo celebrity filed her lawsuit the same day. She said on social media she was not the star of the poster. She also confirmed our reporting by letting fans know she skipped out on the reunion. They reached out to her for additional comments, but she was not available. No. Okay, let's get into the rest of what I have to say. No, as I've said, she did say, because I definitely saw that clip last night. She did say it was not her, but she's saying that Bravo accommodated a hostile work environment. And not only did they accommodated a hostile work environment, they basically, allude to the fact that it was actually her when it was not her. Now, we're in the day and era of plastic surgery, so they could have gotten it wrong, not because they want to be messy, but because, people are doing a lot to their faces, and that is true. But I would say when it comes to that segment being aired, that is where they went wrong. And I think that they should have learned from that entire saga between Erica Mena and Spice that took place on Love and Hip Hop. And, while those little episodes and those little dramas, they will sell the show, it can also break the show as well, because here she is, she's seeking damages. And some of her claims are in fact valid because, even if they filmed it, I think that is something that they should have reached out to a legal team to say, hey, I think this is going to do good for the reality show. But then again, we have some concerns with potential lawsuits because, it's not something that you want to put out there of someone, even though it's messy, it's toxic, and that is what most reality TV series are built on. The network has to also remember and understand that at all point in time, they can be held accountable if things goes wrong. But I find this to be somewhat questionable also at the same time, because again, I could see that Bravo was supporting and defending Brittany Eady, but then irrespective of the fact that they did take immediate action and they were supporting her, they were defending her, and they were defending her to the point where it even hurt kenyamoore to her core. So bad that kenyamoore had to do her entire little episode on YouTube telling her side of the story. So you see, irrespective of the fact that, Bravo tried to do what they try to do, it is backfiring on them. And they were also messy. We have to keep it real. They were also messy with this one. They really didn't do a good job of cleaning the mess. And I guess Brittany Eady realized there's an opportunity and she's taking the opportunity and she's running with it by getting a good, quick settlement. But anywho, let me know what's your take on this. Miss Brittany Eady suing Bravo for a pretty penny to the tune of $20 million. I hope she gives me one when she wins because it's a good case. I'm not going to lie. And I think she's definitely going to get something out of it. Maybe not the entire 20 million, but she's definitely going to get something from it. But it's your time to chime in, guys. What's your take? Remember to share, thumbs up, subscribe. Do all you need to do on this video to support your girl. Peace.